First one of the day. We are live. We are up. Come on through. Daniel, what's happening? Yeah, happy Saturday to you as well. How's your Saturday been going? Yeah, I look. I've been so out the loop of college football this year. Like I watched like the beginning of the season, but the rest of the season I had so much going on. I didn't really watch too much out of that. Didn't even realize that the SEC championship was today. So I have what was it? Oh, I was going to that site I was telling everybody about, and I seen that the game was on. I'm like, oh, so I put it on, and I'm like, 21-0 Georgia. Oh shit! I was like, damn, they put it on them like that. I ain't mad at that. Fuck Alabama. Roll Tide got rolled on. Oh, that's kind of what I did. I watched that game. I don't know what it is. I just haven't been into college football this year. It's kind of weird because I'm usually on it every year. Sometimes more than NFL during certain years. You know. So, uh, so I guess the playoffs will be starting next week. This week, I still don't know how they're doing that whole thing. I just know that there's a 12-team playoff or 18 playoff. What did they do? 8 or 12? I don't remember. That just shows you you know how out the loop I've been the last few months. You know. So, but in other news, um, so I I don't know. I just don't know. Yo, what's up, sis? Yeah, swinging it. Oh, okay. I don't know. That's why you hear me coughing. RB in the building. What's going on? Oh yeah, hey sis. Before you go, how are you feeling? Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick a day to just watch Force. I'm gonna have to binge watch it because I don't know what's going on. Shit, just trying to get things together at my house. Leg hurts and it's really cold right now. Yeah, that it is. Matter of fact, where I'm at is actually colder than than Sacramento by like not by much, but you would definitely feel the difference. I'm feeling myself lately. Oh, you feel? Oh, hey. As long as like you feeling like yourself, that's what counts. To quote Degeneration X, "Are you ready? Am I ready for what? It depends on what I'm getting ready for. Well, I tell you what. As a matter of fact, it's December now, and this live that I can't. Oh, well, yeah. Is there any cold feet? Nah, nah. But I definitely am ready. Got it all mapped out. You know. but that's not for like for a good minute. So if there is any nervousness, you know, and not saying that I won't be nervous on the actual day, because anybody who says that they're not nervous is, what I'm saying, that's a huge step you're taking. No, she's not a wrestling fan. Yeah, that's the only thing. She's not a wrestling fan. She don't really watch too much TV, you know. Took a couple little selfies and was just feeling myself. I had to do some major self y'all to boost my confidence again. We ain't got no outlet as black folks. That is true. That is very true. But hey, whatever whatever you got to do, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you get the confidence back, but more importantly, keeping that confidence. Even during dark times, you always want to try to maintain some type of confidence, because that's what's going to, help pull you through, you know what I'm saying, and not get you feeling, like, yeah, start having like weird thoughts pop up in your head, like, oh, damn, I wonder, okay, I gotta shake this shit off. you know, because I'm just now starting to feel, well, I won't say like myself, because I'm definitely not the same person I was before May. Um, but I'm starting to feel, um, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting into the routine of who I am today and who I will be moving forward. You know, because this is a whole new life for me. Who I am today, who knows? You know, but what I do know is that the foundation of who I am ain't changed. I still hold my morals. I still hold my mottos and all of that. But just in the everyday aspect of life, yeah, who is J Billy? Y'all about to find out. Shit, here go my Florida. damn. I don't know if you remember this, how long I've been a mod for this channel. Oh, it's been a good minute. It's been a good minute. A while. Quite a while. I don't know the exact time period, but it's been quite a while. That's That's what I'm talking about. I'm evolving. Yeah. And sometimes like when you are evolving, you will go through like periods of feeling down. That's just getting you ready for the resurgence, so to speak, of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have levels to us, and depending on how we move, we elevate to those levels. Some people just reach to a certain level and they're just stuck there, you know, because they don't want to do anything to elevate more. They don't want to learn. They don't want to do anything. They're just comfortable at where they're at, you know. And I just can't. Nah. Oh, thank you, brother. Oh, you're more than welcome. You know, we all have an evolution. Yeah. you know, and some people don't recognize that. You know, they'll tell you everything about the world, but when it comes to who they are, they'll give you some bullshit ass story. Like, okay, I know you how long, and this is who you are. Okay, you know, because it's not about materialistic things. It's not about how much money you got, how big your house is, or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have all of that and still be stuck in the same place you was prior to you getting all of this. You know, 5 years and bam, the last 2 weeks, I noticed that I had a little a change about myself. I know I want certain things now. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. That's that's the key right there. You know, because sometimes in life we we have it in our heads of what we believe that we want or what we think that we want, but it's necessarily what we want. And we don't necessarily know what we want until you start hitting those different levels. Now there's a certain level, and that's where you at, sis. It's that particular level where you get to and you like, yes, ain't no question about it. I know exactly what I want. You know what I'm saying? I know how I want it, and I'm not going for anything less than that. You know what I'm saying? So like the song say, I see the line in the sand. Time to find out who I am. Back to see where I stand. Ever, yeah, that song is so real. I see a line in the sand. Yeah, that's the shit right there. That's a cold line. That's that right there. That's some real ass shit right there. I remember saying I wasn't always going to be a certain way. Shit just evolved. Shit, Militant still on code. Just one more. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I said that too. I know. I was like, I ain't about to be the. Not me. Nah. Nah. And the funny part about that is some of the things that you might say to yourself like, yeah, I ain't ever gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. And then as you get older, you start finding yourself doing things that you said you wasn't going. Like I could have sworn I said I wasn't gonna do that. We got C in the building. What's going on, C? At some point, you make up and you know that you're worth more than what you get on everything. It's like settling and not realizing that you're settling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, but the but you see, this is why you gotta constantly, like, we all gotta constantly, like, learn and just keep our brain, active, you know, because your brain is the tool that's going to have you thinking certain things that connects with your soul, your heart, to get those feelings of what you are thinking, right? But sometimes the mind has you thinking something, but it's not feeling like how you're thinking. But then you end up settling anyways, not realizing that you're actually settling because you're thinking about it. You're not, you you know, you're kind of overriding your feeling and going on with your thinking. You know, it's a crazy process, but when it aligns with each other, you'll know it. Fine tuning the vibration, because, yep, there it goes. There it goes, right? Got to get that tune up. Got to get that tune up. And when you get that tune up, you know what I'm saying? It's like a car. You know what I'm saying? The car could be you get that tune up. Now it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't need no new car shit. Just needed a tune up. And that's what happens a lot of times too. You start hearing shit going on with your car and be like, man, I'm finna get me a new car. I done tried everything. I done got the shit and everything. And all you really needed was a tune up. And whoever didn't tell you you needed a tune up in that time period, that's some crazy shit on its own. You know what? You know what's crazy? And it's not crazy considering the people involved. But so how many of y'all know about the boat strikes that that has gotten the Secretary of Defense in so much trouble, along with the Trump administration? So basically, it was a they was ordered to strike a boat, and there were survivors on said boat. And then the order came down to strike the boat again. They didn't want no survivors. And now it's just like, wait, hold up. If you knew there were survivors, why would you strike the boat again? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not good. It's not good for them. Me, I'm good. Because I'm not a MAGA. I'm not a Republican. So I have no, but I will say this. Anytime that there's survivors of anything, you don't just go like, you know what I'm saying? Like, coming to find out, like, there's innocent people that survived that first strike. And then you're gonna strike it again to make sure that they're dead. That's diabolical. That's diabolical. Yep, I'll be in touch or passing through or watching the news, wondering I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some diabolical shit. You know, and and that's not even a quarter of the shit. Like, and this is why you know a few years back I just started flat out saying people are stupid. People are stupid. Not everybody's stupid, but people are stupid. Now, why do I say people are stupid? Well, in case y'all didn't get the picture the first time I explained it, well, let me use this as the example why I say people are stupid, right? Because here you have an administration that is literally going out and they are killing people. Let me say this again. We have an administration that is just going out killing people, whether that be globally, whether that be domestically, just going out killing people, right? Now, anybody that voted for this administration, you had some thoughts or whatever prior to that, okay. But now afterwards, you're like, hold up. I can't, oh no, I can't get down like that. Like, hold up. I can't get down like that. I don't agree with that. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But then you got people that know all this and then they still go along with the bullshit. Now, to me, that's a sign of stupidity. Or if you want to use the word delusional, perfectly fine. You be absolutely delusional on that aspect. You know, it's like, how do you coincide with anything that these people is doing? Not to mention, you got a president that is that is a felon 30 times over, okay? Not to mention you have a president, right? That's all up in the Epstein files. All up in it. Not to mention you got people in the administration that are tied to some sick, when I say sick, I mean sick shit. You got a Congress that's a part of this administration that you got people that like to sleep with teenage little girls, like to hire teenage girls for sex play and all of that shit. This is what's going on, and you people coincide with that shit. Now that, my friends, is stupidity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to jail. Money can't be that good. I'm wondering. I'm wondering because this is crazy. Because and you see, the crazy part about it is, if it was anybody else, right? If it was anybody else, they would have been locked up. They would have lost their job. They would have been, you know what I'm saying, charged. They would have been getting ready to go to trial, probably sitting behind bars, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to these people, nah. Not to mention, you got a Supreme Court that's in their back pocket, which I see what they're doing. See, they're trying to make it seem like they're not siding with the Trump administration. But if you pay attention, that's exactly what they're doing. See, you see, they try to throw people off by going along with some of the things that the other side, you know what I'm saying, wants to happen. You know, to try to make it seem not so obvious. The reason why it's very obvious is because look at the ones that they're going along with. Look at the ones that are going along with. Those are the ones you pay attention to that will show you how biased they are and how at any given time Trump got them in their back in his back pocket. Facts. You know what I'm saying? The Supreme Court will never shut Trump down, because if you look at it, it has to come from individual judges from different states to block some of the things Trump is trying to do, right? But when it comes to the Supreme Court, nah, they'll go and be like, they'll go and flip that shit. They'll overturn it real fast. Because Trump appointed a whole lot of them judges. You know. Now, one thing I've been trying to figure out is each president at certain times gets to appoint judges, right? And on Trump's first term, he appointed, what was it, like 3 judges? What was it, 3 judges? And then he gets to appoint, I think he gets to appoint another one now. But Biden was only able to do like 1 or 2. But you know, this is something that and it's crazy because the way they got it set up, it literally has to go through the Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? And it probably will go to the Supreme Court at the end of it, because even if they throw it on the ballot and it passes, the other side's going to take it to the Supreme Court where they're going to knock it down. As soon as it hits their desk, they're going to knock it down. But that's term limits for judges. How long they can serve in the Supreme Court. And really, if you ask me, I think all them seats need to have some type of limits on them. Because you get in Congress, you can stay in Congress. You could join Congress in your 20s and still be in that motherfucker in your 80s. You know, and you see the way that they do it is like if they get voted into the House, they'll be there for that certain time limit, and then they'll flip over and run for a Senate seat and stay there for a time period, and they go right back down to the House, and then they keep flip flopping. You should not be able to do that. If you're in the House and you want to go to the Senate, you should have that opportunity, and vice versa. But after a certain period, after you done did it once, you can't then do it again and then continue doing that. Like, because Joe Biden was in that motherfucker for a long time. Okay. He was in that motherfucker for a very long time. Like, I wasn't even born when Joe had joined Congress. I think Richard Nixon was still president. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be crazy. Like, you can stay in that damn long. I mean, I like the way that they have like the president. Like, you serve 2 times, you get 2 terms, and then that's it. You know, I like that. That's, you know, I think, as a matter of fact, they should make all of those 2 terms, and that way you get a nice influx too. Well, Congress, I'll probably raise it up to 3 terms, but that'll still give you a nice influx of fresh new candidates and fresh new ideas and stuff like that. You know. Because even the younger folks that's in Congress now, I just be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Yo, Tyler in the building. What's going on, Tyler? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, but that whole political realm is it's all fucked up, and it's been fucked up since day one. You know. But as long as there's a section of the country that is still lost into what's really going on, nothing's ever really going to change at the end of at the end of the day. You know, it's just going to be more BS and more nonsense and more delusionals. You got two girlfriends. Oh, okay, player. Tyler the player. Shit, I ain't never had two girlfriends. I've always just had one. Now when I was single, and this is like in my early 20s. I had a roster. I had like a roster of 5. And they all had a different purpose. Yeah. Yo, what's going on, Muhammad? They all had a different purpose. And they all knew about each other too. And of course you could imagine, a lot of some of them was like, nah, I don't like her. And that bickering and shit. I'm like, hold on. I'm not with any of y'all. We ain't exclusive. We ain't talking about because at the end of the day, I'm still single. Nasty deadline. Huh. Yeah, I seen some of the highlights. I was surprised that they had the NXT title match, not the main event. But I'm also kind of surprised that. Well, I'm not surprised, but just speaking, I'm surprised that they took the belt off of Ricky and put it back on Oba. But that's just another proof that the WWE is not a wrestling company. Because if they was a wrestling company, it would have been Ricky Saints. God, I hate that name. Ricky Saints versus Cody Rhodes. Best friends. We got the homegirl in the building. What's going on, Chaos? So far, I'm doing okay. Just hanging in there. And did you happen to watch it? No, I didn't watch a Deadline, but I did watch Collision. Yo, Chaos. I know you seen that. I know you seen that beatdown. I know you seen that beatdown earlier. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. If you're gonna put Oba on the main roster, you didn't have to do this. You really didn't have to do this, you know. But hey, it's WWE. What do you expect? You know. But Cody Rhodes versus Ricky Saints is definitely the better match. Yeah. But yeah, did you see that beat down? Woo! Bama got that ass whooped. So beautiful. It was great. It was great. It was like my birthday came early. You know. And I'm not a Georgia fan. I don't root for Georgia, but when they play Bama, oh no, I am definitely rooting for Georgia. I gotta deal with enough bulldogs out here in California. Want to be barking at people? Like what the fuck? Oh shit. Oh. Oh man. Let's see. Side note: TNA, they're doing re-record shows, not live tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're gonna keep doing that until they start on AMC. Damn, I'm surprised they gonna be on AMC. I'm surprised it's not A&E. Shoot, A&E at least A&E got wrestling content. You know what I'm saying? Like and since they got the partnership with WWE, that would have made logical sense. You know, because who watches AM? Like seriously, who watches AMC? Anybody watches AMC? I don't even know what they have on AMC. I don't I I think I may have watched. I think I may have watched one show, maybe two shows on AMC, but that was like years ago. I have no idea what they got on there. So I'm just like, AMC? You know what I'm saying? AMC is like Destination America with money behind it. You know. Corrupt in the building. What's going on, Corrupt? Salute. TNA still there. Shows and pay-per-views on TNA Plus and AMC, yeah. And Pluto too. That's why, you know, I keep telling people like they got TNA on Pluto too. You know, if you can't afford or don't want to pay, you know, to watch like current shows, old pay-per-views and all that, they got Pluto. Like if you go on their on demand section, they got all the victory roads. They got um they got all of the against all odds. They have, I forgot what the other one they got. But yeah, you know. I mean, they're periods on here. Oh yeah. And they be showing them same pay-per-views on Pluto. You know what I'm saying? For free. And then the other channel. So I made mention before how Wow has a channel on Pluto, and then just a couple of weeks ago, I said on Leo's stream that they had um, they had replaced Wow with the NWA. So here goes the update. That particular channel is a wrestling channel. So they're showing WoW on certain days, and then they're showing the NWA on certain days. So you get both companies on one channel, which is kind of dope. Yeah. Yeah, TNA's had a channel on Pluto for some years now. You know, if I don't, you know, if I don't whatchamacallit, go to their YouTube channel. See, and that's the other thing. They be showing that stuff on their YouTube channel for free. They be having those like 2007 marathons of Impact Wrestling, or like a 2007 pay-per-view marathons. Like, so I'm just like if you want to watch like the current pay-per-views and stuff, okay, 9.99, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's still cheaper than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not somebody who watches like the current product, like, or watches the pay-per-views or whatever, and you just watch TNA, yeah, just keep it on the YouTube channel, or head on over to Pluto where they got a channel, and like I said, you go to their on-demand section, they got stuff on there. $10 per month, yeah. You know, because I'll be on Pluto a lot anyways, so I'll be heading on over and I'll be like, because they had what did they just have on there? They had it was one of their pay-per-views from 2004. Can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I think TNA need their new marketing team and more in ownership. Well, they could be getting a lot of that, because I mean, even though I don't know what they got on AMC, I do know AMC got a lot of money though. I do know that. So they will definitely be getting a push. So all right, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and end this. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Um, Frontline Black News at 9 o'clock, I want to say. Tonight. Y'all go there, tap in with the homie Jesse, the sis, you know what I'm saying? And I think Shabaka may or may not be there. I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go there and get y'all black education on. So, with that said, y'all, I'm up out of here. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.